Hello and welcome to Journaling Your Place, an approach to location research. My name is Julie Goucher. There is a handout to accompany this short presentation, which can be found on my website on the Genealogy drop-down menu, and it will also be found in the Facebook group that will accompany this event. If you've not joined the Facebook group, I would urge you to do so. There are some great conversations and sharing of information there, and it's well worth joining. So there is no prescribed method for creating your own living archive. There are lots of possibilities: scrapbook, journal, digitally, online as a website, or a combination of all of those. You do not need to be located near your place. You could use this as an opportunity to prepare for a visit, or to establish a project with a young person, to engage with them in a community, or as part of a wider community project. It could also be done to undertake a project perhaps for a Duke of Edinburgh award scheme. The reality is that you can create this using whatever method speaks to you and one that adds to your enjoyment. Over the following slides, I will share some elements that you can incorporate within 10 broad elements. Some of those suggestions can be slotted into more than one section. And this is about taking the lid from Pandora's box and exploring the opportunities to create your own living archive. Repeat some of the steps across different times of the year. Remember to date any page of notes that you take. Create a research log recording what you're doing, and this becomes not just an effective way to manage your research, but also becomes part of the history of the project. So geography. Where is your place? How can you get there? What places would you pass or go through? And does this vary depending on your arrival route? What's the weather, the temperature? Does the smell different during various seasons? Is the smell of flowers or of barbecue? Is the atmosphere fresh and a totally grey sky with a pending storm, or white filled with snow? Is there a canal, a new road construction? What places are within your narrower place? So effectively, are there neighbouring places? And how far is your place from the local towns, and in particular the market towns, those that we have now and in the past? What land surfaces are there? What can you see as you look across your location? Is it rural or urban? Can you see farms, fields, forest land, farms and buildings? Is the landscape showing signs of road construction, mining or other industrial work? Find your place on the map and collate a number of maps using online options, Google Maps, Ordnance Survey maps and other options. What differences have happened across the years? Farms, landmarks, historical markers. Draw your own map, recording what you see. Plot your journey, whether that is on foot or using Google or other options. Ethnic cultures, customs, tradition, population figures, religious influences and festivals. Local foods, clubs and societies. Are there any migrational groups? Using oral history, are there any twinnings between your place and other locations, even on a global scale? Is there more than one church? Has there been more than one church and one has been converted perhaps into a family residence? What shops are present? Are there shops that are empty and boarded up? And perhaps there is an estate agent's board on display, in which case capture a photograph of it. Is there a train station in your place? When did it arrive? And do trains still stop there? And if not, is there a movement locally to reopen the station? The designs of buildings, windows, pavilions, bandstands, shops, houses, phone boxes and post boxes. Photograph the main streets, including the residential road, so that you can see the broad view of the road rather than specific houses. Do any houses have example of stained glass window that you can see from the road? Perhaps ring the doorbell, taking diligence to remain safe, and ask if you can photograph the window and explain about your project. Can you date the age of the house from looking at them? Is there any properties for sale? Grab a copy of the estate agent board so that you can look online. You can very often gauge how old the property has changed over time and perhaps use Google and do a search for the actual address, because sometimes that shows previous images of earlier sales. What are the houses made of? Do any of the properties have house names? Photograph those plaques if you can. Record them on your map, and remember, if you're going to be photographing people's properties, make sure that you remain safe if you're going to ring a doorbell, so that you are able to show respect to the people who live there. Historical sites and artifacts. Have there been any archaeological digs? Is the town a new town carved out of farming land that's been sold for development? Is there an archaeological society? Are there any blue plaques that honour an earlier resident or an event? Paintings, decorations on buildings, shops, music, folklore, sculptures and statues, plaques on walls that denote an historical fact or commemorate an individual. Is there a town clock that holds a prominent position in the town? Is there any graffiti? In which case, photograph it. What animals and birds, plants, shells, things that are different to usual, whatever usual is? What crops are grown? What animals graze in the field? How close is your place to the sea? And where might people go on a day trip to the sea? How close is it to the sea? Is there a local country house that would have employed people from the village? Is there a village well? Explore your place and location in travel guides. Look at accommodation, restaurant, pubs, tea shops, transport details. Look at the museums and local studies library, because they will have guides and examples that may be able to capture your place on a particular time. Is there a local author? Or perhaps your place is named in books or has been used in the venue for a book, for example. Even if the books are written in another language, retain the details, either as an image or a photograph or photocopy. Keep a note of the author, publication date, publisher, and if it is still in print. This is your memory of your place. Special moments, thoughts, feelings, self-reflection. Add this to your journal research log. Keep a list of all those things that occur to you as you begin your work. Recording material, photographs, video, drawings, notes, and anything else that springs to mind. Revisit this often, and you will likely come across different material over time. Equally, you may have access to a GoPro, in which case you could physically walk across your place, just as they used to in the 19th century, actually walking the boundaries. Record, video your journey, and have a look at the information that you're capturing, because there are things that you will capture that perhaps you won't necessarily notice. To travel is to take a journey into yourself, and that's what the reflection is. It's about slotting yourself into your place, because your place likely has a significant element to you, either as somewhere where your ancestors lived or maybe somewhere that you currently live. And all of those things become part of the journey of your place and part of the project. And I would urge you to be creative and really explore your place, whether that is physically or digitally. And keep a note of any photographs that you take and any changes that you notify. And remember, a picture is worth 1,000 words. In essence, this is your project. It's your journal, it's your method, and it's your vision. And no 2, 3, 4, 10 projects will be the same, but there may be similarities between yours and somebody else's journey. But this is about exploring your creativeness whilst enjoying your place and celebrating the all about this place. So what can you do next? So you can join the Society for One Place Studies. You can explore the British Association of Local History, explore the Family and Community Research Society, download the handout from either my website or the Facebook group, ask me to deliver the talk to your society. I've also been asked if I will offer a workshop on this presentation, and if there is sufficient interest I will. If you're interested, please drop me an email. The email is on the next slide, and it will be delivered via Zoom, and it will be recorded because of people in different time zones. So you can contact me at julie.goucher@one-name.org, and my website address is there highlighted in that nice big red ring. I hope you've enjoyed this session and feel inspired. Don't forget to visit other talks and use the hashtag to spread the work. Thanks so much for listening, and let's look at all about that place.